All righty, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Good morning. It's your boy Dave coming back at you live. It is a happy Tuesday. I hope you guys had a fantastic night. And here we are for another brand new trading day. So let's get started here with our market news. We got the S&P 500 Nasdaq Composite inched higher yesterday as the busiest week of earnings season kicks off. The broad market index advanced 0.08% to close the session at 5,463.54, and the Nasdaq Composite gained 0.07% to finish at 17,370.20. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, on the other hand, moved lower, dropping 0.12% to end at 40,539.93. This week, Microsoft, Meta Platforms, Apple, and Amazon are all slated to report their quarterly results. Their performance post-earnings will help reveal whether mega-cap technology stocks can rebound from last week's losses. All right, so getting into our watch list here this morning. We got PCSA that is on our watch list, and there is a $3 break play here. So it is currently in play right now as it is breaking $3. So why don't we just pull that one up here real quick? Stock's up 80%. Looks like it wants that 100% mark here on PCSA. So looking pretty good here at the moment on PCSA. We just got to really build that $3 as support. So right now we're getting a little wick into $3 that happened here earlier, once, twice, and third time here. So we really got to wait for this candle break at $3 here to close before we can really kind of tap and slap on this thing. So right now there is a new high. They obviously just made a new high of call, and from Holly 311 here has been the high, but we're having still that candle break issue here at $3. So still worth watching here on PCSA. The only thing is it got a spike up, got a dip here, and then ran back up. Let's pull up the company here and see what's going on here this morning on PCSA. So this one is a low float biotech USA company at a 2.5 million float. So I like the float. It did announce FDA clearance of their IND application for a phase 2A clinical trial of NGC cap in breast cancer. So we have that headline there, low float. And I mean, technically on a daily chart, or from what I see, the stock has potential to go to $4 today, 4 plus. A little bit of change on that. That's going to happen if we can, really form this base at $3 and then get that, first PT hit and then go up towards the max PT, which for now I put up towards, I believe $4. So, but $4 breaks, there's probably another, every 25-cent change or so you can probably get. But let's keep an eye on PCSA here, as it is above VWAP, 10 EMA, riding above all indicators. So that is good to see. All right. And then the number one gainer here this morning is IMNN. There's a little bit of confusion sometimes with IMNM, but it's IMNN. So we have 3 plays so far. One was from 335, and we initially popped up to about 375. There was a rejection there with a double top, came back down, rebroke that 335 again, and then spiked all the way up to this $4.40 here in pre-market high. And then right now we got this 275 second play, hit PT up towards 395, and then came back down here on IMNN. And then we're looking for this 375 candle break again, because it's got this lower high set up here. I want to be able to see this thing wedging out of the downtrend line and get this nice move on up here. So we'll be watching closely here on IMNN, as it is a number one gainer, number one leader in volume, 50 million in volume traded has so far. So that is nice, because again, we always got to look at the average volume. Average volume, this USA Biotech company trades at only 163,000 in volume. So we definitely 10x this average volume, well ahead earlier. And it's a 9 million flow. So anything under 10 million flow, I like those stocks. So it really meets all these criteria. And last but not least, with the news announcing 11.1 month increase in overall survival in patients with newly diagnosed advanced ovarian cancer treated with IMNN, here we go again, IMNN 001. Okay, so that is good news, right? They have 11, almost a yearly increase in their overall survival. And anything with the cancer treatment is obviously going to bring in a lot of attention, volume, and eyes on this. So our number one play today. Okay, so with that being said, we all know we just got to really wait for that 375 candle break out a downtrend line. And with this particular stock, let's see here. You know, 52-week high was $2, so we well broke above that, and the high of the day in pre-market is 440. 440 breaks. Well, really, it's gonna be 415. So, you know, for now, let's focus on 375, and then there's a 395, and then really the next big line is gonna be this 415. I know the 440 is the PM high, but you know, just I also have a line at 415. Okay, because 415 is going to be what probably, in my opinion, at later in the market opening, gonna cause this to go up towards maybe $5 today. So yeah, keeping an eye on IMNN, but you know, still downtrending. So for now, we have to keep that in mind. MIRA is on our watch list. So you know, today's looking kind of similar to yesterday, where we just kind of had like two really main names running, and everything else just kind of was dead. But MIRA, this is just looking for that VWAP roll here. This company right now doesn't have a whole lot of volume this morning. USA Healthcare company at under 10 million flow, so another similar, very like pretty much the same float as IMNN. And they do not have any new news this morning, but I think I heard a little shout here earlier on MIRA. I was trying to see if it's going to be able to break 290 area here. It's a big wick area, and it looks like it's just back down. So later we'll keep an eye on it if the volume does come in. But that's about it. And then TIVC here. So it's a micro penny stock on our watch list this morning. I believe the this one, JTAI is the only two names on our watch list. That's micro penny stock status. But you know, $1, it's under $1, right? You know, we got a big $1 resistance, got a nice pop. There's been a lot of opportunity areas here on TIVC that I missed, but you know, after pullbacks, you can always look for these new areas. And the next level that I'm looking for is actually this 80-cent mark here. So it is at a nice area. We just got to start pushing through and bounce off this 80 cents, and then go back up towards the 87 VWAP right now here, VWAP roll. And then I got a nice little line. Let's see here, 90 cents or so, right? So I got 90 and then $1. So these are some levels you can keep an eye on for on this TIVC. All right, so let's look into this one. This one's also a low float, under 10 million in float. Okay, so that's going to be, you know, good to see if we can get some more volume here this morning. I mean, this one has traded about 15 million volume. On average, it trades about, you know, 4.5, so that's good. USA Medical Device Company, and a no news runner really that I see. I don't think TIVC has news, but I can always double check. But it looks like it posted some about last week about a patent update. So just kind of following that. Looks like nothing really new news, particularly from this company, but just been kind of volatile the last few days of trading on this one. So it's just been kind of pushing higher ever since that patent update. So that's about it that I see. All right. All right, with that being said, market's gonna open up in 2 minutes, and then, you know, you got about just JTAI left. That's on the watch list. That's it. So if you look at JTAI, this one is currently trading at 43 cents a share, making lower highs and, you know, lower lows. So, you know, this one is currently bearish, but just in case if JTAI does pop on up, we'll see if this is going to be able to get back above 50 cents. Again, all of these names, like I said, it's looking very similar like yesterday on Money Monday. We had all these just top two names, like, you know, what was it, Lipo and I forgot the other one, but those are really the main ones. And then you might have one little guy that's kind of trying to be the hero, you know, get the spotlight sort of thing. But any of these names could certainly get some volume and pop, right? So USA Software Company on this one, 8 million float, no news. Okay. So 44 seconds to go. I like PCSA look at the most right now. So PCSA, my number one watch at the moment, and IMNN, and then I'll probably do TIVC. All right, so those are my top three at the moment. My number one play, I mean, obviously has been IMNN, and then actually second best trade this morning was CNSP, which was a nice play, by the way, earlier for those that did. But I didn't put on the watch list because it just died ever since. So, if it ever comes back up, maybe that could be a back pocket watch. But I think today's going to be a little bit similar to yesterday. So no need to be looking at too many stocks. Just have 4 stock in the watch, and we'll narrow it down to 2. Here we go. Let's have a great day, guys. So market is open here. PCSA breaking $3. We got a 360 uphold showing right now on PCSA. Now remember, don't get too excited. We just got to really close above this 3 here. So see, this $3 is still not being able to close. We really gotta close above $3 here on PCSA. Lots of resistance here. All right, so especially at market opening, if we can solidify $3, I mean, it's got a lot of potential for this to pop up more, but this $3, it seems like a lot of traders kind of selling into it right now. So we're gonna have to be patient. But the uphold looks good, 356 at the moment. IMNN also. I think that's not looking too good there. IMNN. I know it didn't break 375. It looks like it's still going downhill. It's got a death cross there. Pay attention. It got a death cross a while back before market opened. The death cross happened at 925, 924. So that's gonna go all the way down to 500 EMA next. PCSA, no candle break here right now still, so we're gonna have to look for a pullback, which is now testing 50 EMA. 50 EMA is technically the last area that it bounced off on PCSA. 50 EMA support at the moment. 245 is also another line that I had. So if you rather look for a pullback, another line would be a good area to get back in on. But right now, like I said, the market this morning on looking very similar to like yesterday. NQ, I mean, it's just, a little bit slower today. That's fine because you have 10 o'clock that you need to watch out for. Remember, I told you yesterday at 10 o'clock, you got the job openings and the consumer confidence. So, usually we don't really see a whole lot at 10 o'clock, but it is at 10 o'clock today. So pretty much in 30 minutes until you see some big volatility again. Okay. With that being said, PCSA, too much wicks into 3, coming back down to 50 EMA. If not, like I said, this 245 line is a good entry for, kind of a tight risk. So a tight stop, small, low risk entry level. Everything is pulling back right now to the 500 EMA. We got an ATPC is a 20-cent stock. You guys know I'm not that interested in that, but looks like that's the number one gainer. Like I said, I want to focus on these names that are still holding up their these names. I like PCSA, so I want to focus on it until this little rat actually starts, going down to the sewer hole. It's not really at the sewer hole just quite yet. So I'm watching this 50 EMA. 50 EMA cracks. I mean, you still got the 245, but I'm not a big fan of IMNN right now. It's going to go down. There are a lot of stocks pulling back down to the 500 to 1 we're watching, right? Like, for example, we got IMNN, TIVC, we got MIRA. Only one that is still holding up is PCSA. So we know we just need to wait for that solid candle closing. Still got a shot here. Got a doji in a flat green here, so he's got a good shot for another look here. 337 uphold. That's a little bit more realistic now. So you gotta know when to sort of let go, so to speak, versus, you know, the ones that are like, okay, well, it's not dead yet. It's still holding above certain key levels. So why would we just let it go? A lot of these other ones got death cross already. This is the only one that didn't. So you have to understand, you got to give it more patience. And you got to have a little more faith, right? A little more time, little more patience until when it's time to pull the cord. Right now, it's still trying, so you got to give it E for effort here. All right, 337 up still showing. We still have a lot of resistance at 3. So like I said, don't, you know, keep buying the same areas. We got to wait for the closing here. So still looks like shorts are coming in now, and we got a new low of the day. So not gonna work out here on PCSA still, guys. Right now, it's gonna go all the way down to 245. I guess that's the next line here, 245. 245 cracks. Well, I mean, you got the it's probably going to go all the way down to 200, which is going to be 222 downhaul. But 245 should be the next key level support. IMNN is starting to actually perk up a little bit again, but I'm still waiting for that 375 break. So back down to 345 or 245 on PCSA. Currently, I have no positions on anything. Waiting for this. Looks like IMNN coming on up. We got 375 and 395 all pulled now. Yeah, don't rush anything this morning. There's not anything crazy happening yet until we see the herd really massively moving in on one name. Right now, it's testing that downtrend line here on IMNN. This is why it's so important to wait for these confirmations on these days where you're not seeing a whole lot. I think IMNN, yeah, building a little bit higher lows here. That 10 EMA is key to get that golden cross. It's still below the 50 EMA. PCSA also watch for a potential death cross. 10 EMA is close to that 50 EMA. We need to hold out that 245. 245 cracks. Expect this to go all the way down to the lowest EMA, I'd say. The TIVC came down to the 500 EMA. I do want to see TIVC for another round. Okay, so it looks like right now, for NQ trader futures traders, you got a nice bounce off the 50 EMA, building nice higher lows. Now you got a new support here. You can see a nice doji and new support line at 19,279, and we got a 19,325 line. Might have an old line there, previous line resistance. So, you know, as long as it's making higher lows and higher highs, you are on the bullish side. But the only thing I gotta say is, you know, you just gotta watch out at the 10 o'clock mark. The 10 o'clock is a bit high impact news time, like I said. Major rejection here at the downtrend line. So it picked up a little bit. Looks like it was just a quick pop to the downtrend line and rejected at the downtrend line right now. So next, we're gonna have to keep flipping around right now this morning because again, the only 4 names I have right now is IMNN, PCSA, TIBC, MIRA, and they're just kind of meh. So TIBC, we'll be watching for that 80-cent break. One more pop of that, we should be able to see this going up okay. Looks like PCSA is still holding 245. 10 EMA is now kissing the 50 EMA. This is their last candle or 2 shot left before it's the decision maker, meaning right here on this candle, and then the next candle is going to determine whether or not it's going to bounce or it's going to crack further. So still just sitting on my hands at the time right now. So far, I've you know, have not traded anything here into the market opening here. Now PCSA got the death cross, so it's going to go down lower there, most likely. The candle closes below that 245, should go down at 500 EMA. All right, well, small caps, guys. Well, not a whole lot at the market opening at the moment. We can go down one more time, though, since ATPC is #1 gainer. So let's see what's going on here. ATPC, 26 cents. Yeah, I mean, a little rat really popped up here. 30 cent right now looks to be the whole resistance. There is a press release there, apparently. Just not a huge fan of trading such a low price stock, as you guys well very know. So Malaysian packaged food company, 57 million in flow, running up on this news about ATP Corporation strengthening their wellness division via innovative incubation with emerging local SMEs. I'm gonna go back to TIVC. That's the best looking one now, since PCSA just got a death cross. So not too much resistance at 3, as you guys know. Never got that nice solid candle break we wanted to see. I did. Okay, so TIVC 80 cents. Here we are. Let me actually, this is sitting right at the. Here we go. TIVC. This 80 cent mark here now. Needs to form as support. We should be good to go to VWAP. So this is our very first trade of the morning alert on the market opening. Everything else has been already in pre-market. Looking good. We got a 94-cent up pulse showing on TIVC. Okay, as day traders, we need to quickly assess and move. Okay, the herd shifts when things go down, and you need to be the earlier one to quickly realize, okay, this is starting to die down, and we need to get the heck out or turn our attention elsewhere before the next herd comes in somewhere. Right now, we're starting to pick up here with a 10 EMA curling up, and we're so close to get that golden cross. So now TIVC, we did hit the first area at 83, but we want to see more, right? So if we can get that 80 cent support holding, so 0.80 now sup, and watching for golden cross for bigger moves. Okay. Once that happens, TIVC will get a nice pop. So I like this right now, as it is holding that 80 cent support line now, our previous resistance line now, our big support, and just get the nice higher lows forming and just giddy up.
MLGO, HIT, JAGX, CPTA.
Okay, so back down 80 cents. Figuring things out, looks like still. And Q got a major pop and back down again. That is some serious wick here. Looks like what is this? Looks like looks like one of those Wi-Fi signals here, Verizon, or these little bars. Interesting. I haven't seen these shark fins in a while. Look at these long wicks on this one. It's like, as it's making higher lows too, it's making higher highs and then just comes straight elevator move down. We're still good on TIVC. Like I said, 80 cents still support. We just I think traders just need to kind of look for that this is where the herd should be right now. Everything got death cross, IMN death cross, PCSA death cross, MIRA death cross. And now we're about to get the golden cross here, guys, on TIVC. You see how that 10 EMA is now touching the 50 EMA is kissing? We just now need to cross above it. And then we will hear TIVC from Holly. Come on, sweetheart. There you go. There's that high they call out from TIVC, Holly. I love it. Okay, knocking some in just in case. We got a VWAP test now. VWAP test. All right. You want to always lock in a little bit into the VWAP, right around the VWAP level there. And then you want to see and wait for that VWAP roll. And then we get that nice bigger run up. We got a 96-cent up pull. Well, key is to what on a day like today, like yesterday, got to lock in something, and you got to get into the habit of locking something. And then what? As long as that support holds, you got maybe 30% hold left, and or so whatever it is that you feel comfortable, then put a range order now, right? Whatever your stop level is, and then put a target level for the rest of your shares. If you get stopped out, you're still up in the green because majority of your shares already sold up at a higher price. So wow, look at this nasty little rat. Just got a big wick and just flushing down now on NQ. So like I said, I'm not really big fan of that, the 10 o'clock mark is just awkward. I like the 8:30 ones, 8:30 pre-market. You already got that volatility coming in before market opening, and now it's kind of awkward. Like you got kind of like 15 minutes to the side. People are like, oh, we got 15 minutes. Let's just like, I don't know what's going to happen. Let's just get out. And 10 o'clock happens and you're going to see some big move up and down or up again. So that's a major move down here. It was obviously getting to that what? Upper trend line. It's getting extended off that 14 EMA. It was so extended. So back down to the 200 VWAP level. That's the only double areas of support level here at the moment. TIBC, low cipher now, back down to around this 80-cent mark or 200 EMA. Good area to have locked in, right? Because of the VWAP. Thank God for VWAPs. Also, another key to kind of get a feel for the room is like, okay, what is the majority of stocks doing right now? They have been low VWAP, except for TIBC. So just those little things you just gotta look for. That's it. If you guys are very kind of those folks that kind of be forgetful, have a little sticky note. Okay, have a sticky note and write things down. The first thing you wake up, you first see that your trading station is okay. What have I been missing lately? All right, every week you might have a new little bad habit starting to potentially form, or like something happened. You gotta write that down, post it on the wall or where you post it on your next to your computer, whatever it is that is visible the moment you wake up. You're like, okay, I gotta look for this because this is what I've been missing. And then the more you look at it, the more you'll be better at make sure you're not gonna screw up next time, right? It prevents you from certain things. So highly recommend doing that because missing just one of those things and it could be costly. So it's very helpful to just always be reminded. TIBC, I still like. I mean, it's still kind of holding out right now here. This 80-cent around this area here. You can see it's like a magnet a little bit. Right now, in the meantime, yeah, TIBC is what I'm looking for. We're still watching these other names, waiting for them to do some sort of a reversal or give me some blues clues for a time for a potential re-entry, right? For example, like IMNN. It came down to a new low today near 500 EMA, never really touched the 500 EMA. So there's still risk for this thing to still make that lower high and lower low. So even though there's a line at 330 that you could look for a re-break, but PCSA, I think it still needs a more beating. It didn't get down enough, so it didn't even test the 200 or the 500 EMA. So that's no point of keep on buying down, averaging down this one. I mean, no one really. I mean, some of you guys may have tried at that $3 quickly. That's fine, but when you see that $3 not being able to close multiple times, you really got to make sure that you're only going in very small amount and then tap it by slap. That's what it means. So you slap it the moment you see that confirmation, right? It's like you saw the card, you saw that reveal. Wow, this is it. Like instead of going all in when you don't even have that confirmation green light. Okay, we got 10 minutes till 10 o'clock now.
Wow.
Be patient this morning.
Wow.
Slow start at market open, just in case for those that are not on the mic listening. Should say slow start since. Okay, so I'm an N, right? That 330 line starting to perk up again with wicks. Candle break. So far, wicks. Also PCSA. PCSA also needs 245 candle break. So far, wicks. So when you see those hints, what do you got to do? Got to kind of glance over and be like, okay, all we need is a confirmation candle. We need a Heikinashi body above those lines and we will fly. Until then, you don't need to keep trying at these wicks. Wait for the confirmation, and then that's the reversal for that next leg up. And you look for the next resistance line, right? For example, PCSA 245 to what? You can scalp towards 266 because 266 is the VWAP. And that's where most of the time it gets rejected, right? In the mornings. Because VWAP is very strong in the mornings because it's a lagging indicator. So the later it goes in the day, if you're those afternoon traders, the VWAP isn't as powerful. VWAP is strong in the mornings. I don't even really trade in the afternoons, right? So for me, it doesn't matter. But VWAP is very useful in the morning. So right now, MIRA picking up MIRA above VWAP. Again, I'm just telling anything that is starting to show little signs. I'm still on TIBC because I like TIBC is still holding like a boss. You just got to be a little bit patient with this, with guys like this. 94% up halt still is there. A little bit more realistic, and I think it was 98 or 97 earlier, but you raise it up to 95 just now. We just need that now VWAP roll on TIBC. So TIBC VWAP roll, right, is key next for our what? The 90-cent levels. So I'm an N, PCSA, what happened? Wicks into those lines and then drops down further. TIBC got a new high today. Because why? You were patient. I still kept saying that 80 cent. I still like this line. The Heikinashi body still holding on. It's also where the 200 EMA was. Here we go, 90-cent line. That's the next resistance line. People are going to sell into that right now. And it's going to get a little pullback on 90 cents. 90 cents needs a candle break. I got a line on that 95 again, 95, $1 big natural resistance. You see how that works? So you just got to be learning to stay focused and not be like, well, I don't think it's going to run, and just drop it dead and lose it. And then next thing you know, you look for it and chase the other losing stock, and that gets wrecked. And then TIBC now goes. This is a common mistake for a lot of traders. We're like, oh, it's so slow. I'm just going to sell for a loss. And then they look somewhere else, they turn back, they're like, what the flip? It moved up, right? So you gotta stay focused and not get detoured here and then by these little other cockroaches. All right, so we got 90 cent here, 90 cent mark next. I'm gonna give you guys the next lines here. Like I said, TIBC step by step, 90 cent candle break next. And then what? What do we want? Well, if you think about it, guys, even if you get like literally 5 cent move, this is great for low price stocks. Don't be like, well, 5 cents nothing, Dave. 5 cents on a micro penny stock is a lot. Okay. Right now, I lock in about $800 so far on TIBC. Again, I don't really go in too big on these micro pennies, guys. You guys know, but like I said, you don't have to go in too big because these guys move pretty good. I just don't like to buy too much shares and then later get screwed with the commissions and all. 90 cent mark. This, you see how right now we got rejection twice. This is the third time, guys. This is the third time we gotta go. This has got to prove itself in this third candle. The longer it wastes time, this is it. This has got to break 90 cents now. $102 up pulp. Gosh, my typing's been ASS lately. 90 cent testing. Look at the time. You got 50 seconds on this candle. Still plenty of time to get the next few more cents up. 103 up pulp. There's, like I said, you're gonna get another few cents up, Okay, locked in about $1,300 now, up for the day on TIBC. It's a great day for me today. Locked in 2,800 earlier on IMNN, CNSP, I got like 600, PCSA 200, TIBC 13, up $5 grand for the day. You got to be patient, guys. You got to be patient on these nice winning looking stocks. Look at the Heikin Ashi candles. It has been doing nothing but green closing. And we're talking about 1 minute. You don't even have a patience for 1 minute is a problem, right? Literally 1 minute. Since here again, light one, green candle, green candle, green candle, green candle. Now, what happened here earlier? Green candle, green candle, green candle until what? The next candle after the VWAP became red, 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 red. And then Doji, green, 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 green. Remember, this right here on Trade ID is not Heikin Ashi, so that's why I keep saying you need to use your own broker chart and put the Heikin Ashi, because Heikin Ashi and regular candlesticks are not going to look the same.
Back.
104 up pulp. I'm waiting for the next Blue's Clues. It's still green candlesticks. We got 10 seconds on this candle. Waiting to see what's going to happen here on this candle. Or it's still fine, still good. Writing a bubble indicators. Next candle, here we are. Looks good still. We got to close above this now. This the 90 cent mark. Yeah, it's opening above 90 cents. So we got to push here. Because if not, then it's going to be a flat top on the 90 cent mark. And then we're going to go back down to 10 EMA, which is fine because the 10 EMA and the VWAP is not that far off. So it could be just a small dip and then wait for the 10 EMA flag there. And then go for that next leg up to see if we're going to get that next new high of the day. So this is still fine. This is still good. Like the bulls have the upper advantage. So anytime you get freaked out, you just need to talk to yourself and then ask yourself, why am I freaking out? There's nothing to freak out about. It's above all these indicators, right? The only ones that should be freaking out are the guys that shorted earlier, right? Say they shorted at 80 cents thinking they're going to go down to 70 cents. Right now, we got a doji here flashing. The doji is a what? Is a decision, and it's not. Here we go, pushing up right now. It didn't close yet. Next candle. There we go. Higher lows and higher high should be happening here. There it is. Higher high. So higher high is what? Above the next last high here, or what was the previous high today, which was 90 whatever 2. All right, up like 28%. It's cute. You can tell it's a slower day. MIRA, I told you about the VWAP. This looks good. I might be interested in MIRA later, but I have a big line at 282 there, so still got some ways to go. 282 and then 3. There could be a scalp level there. MIRA, nice VWAP. Break out so far 282 line and then $3. Okay, still worth watching if you guys want to kind of trade that. If you don't like TIBC, I've just been kind of mainly focusing on TIBC. It's a doji and a flat top red right now, guys. So this 10 EMA here is a final balance point area. Otherwise, this cracks. You're gonna need to start bailing out for those that are still holding up. 105 up pulse. So you got 40 seconds for this to bounce. Otherwise, this is done because you see that big fat doji and a flat top red. That is your bye-bye birdie moment. That's your GTFO went straight down to the 200 EMA now. So this is what I'm talking about here. Got up to about 95 cent mark, right? That was a big next resistance line. Get a bail out when you that doji flashing. Best to what? Start, making sure that you have your stops in place and be prepared for what's to come.
Press BLCO. Swim. ANSC. ANSC.
So straight back down to the support line at where we were at what 80 cent mark, right? So that's how it is. Big fat doji and a flat top red. So I'm gonna actually screenshot this. This is actually really good. Clear doji. So that's the key, right? Once you see those bad signals of GTFO, right, you need to react quickly. In fact, that's why the beauty of stops is there, so that in case you're not as quick, you're still gonna get stopped out. Nice doji and flat top red flush, right?
Double vote. HUNA. IBCA. UXL.
So it's coming down to the 500 EMA. So let me actually highlight this doji and then 500 EMA.
Swim. Double vote.
Okay, so you can see here on NQ, you got the 14 EMA that's coming down to that 50 EMA. All right, so watch for that death cross potentially. We are finally testing the pink dev line. So like I said, looking very similar to like yesterday. What was yesterday in the NQ futures? It was very pink dev to pink dev, right? Like in the morning, we got a breakout into the pink dev line. Never really was able to touch a deviation 2 line. What happened? Flushed down. Initially, if you remember the morning, it ended up holding the pink dev line. And then what? Later, I think towards after 11 or something like that, or towards 11, it cracked. Right, it cracked and then just flushed down further and further. So NASDAQ taking a beating. SPY's going to follow here shortly, go red. We're down 35 points now for the day on NQ. Let's go down the list one more time here. We got about 25 minutes to go till 10:30. So IMNN been nothing but what? Bearish, bearish, bearish. Why? Because it's been making lower highs and lower lows. So that's a bearish pattern. Like I said, first things first, look at the overall trend. Overall trend is what? Is it bearish or bullish by based on looking at the major trend? Is it uptrending or downtrending? It's been downtrending all morning since, well, not all morning, but since like 8:16 after we hit the max, the top area there, 440. All right, let's go down the list. ATPC. Don't think this was what was this? 18-cent stock. Oh yeah, this one was that earlier. Like I said, just 30-cent resistance there. And it looks like it went back down 17 cents. Nothing special about this guy. It's just a little rat that decided to pop its head up and then got shot. PCSA 244. PCSA. Yeah, PCSA, you got $3 here. We talked about it. Wicks. We really needed to see that nice candle break. Do I think PCSA still has potential to get another run? I think so, personally, because it's in the top third gainer right now still. It since market opening, it never had a chance for the VWAP roll. Usually, I think stocks like this tend to get the VWAP roll at least once. So like to see that VWAP. Not if it does reject, it's gonna be done. But it has this 245. You see, we're at the same back at that support line, still trying to hold out. It bounced off the 200, back to 245 level, rejection at the VWAP. So what do we need? We need the VWAP roll now. The 245 is cute and all, but we have this VWAP on the way. So better to wait and be patient for that the VWAP. Now let's go back and revisit MIRA. If you saw that VWAP breaking immediately, that was a bullish signal, right? Because a lot of stocks are below VWAP, and then since it popped above VWAP, which was at like 255, you know, we're now at 277. I have a line at 282 coming on up. So let's pull it up. I haven't traded anything on MIRA today. Like I said, there's just no, I just haven't been able to execute because just not much volume on MIRA, right? Look at those candlesticks. It's just been kind of choppy. Earlier, I like the spike here at the 282, or was this line here 290? I have a 290 line. Why do I have a 290 line on this one? I have a 282 on my other chart here. I think 283 is better. Yeah. Let me move it. Got to update 280. I'm gonna round it up around 283. Yeah, 283 is a good line there. There's gonna be another big resistance. Just lacking volume, but you know, you gotta, just like all these other stocks we went through, like just because it has like malnourished, any time on these low floats, when buyers come in, they can take off. So well, my mistake, or not mistake, but you know, if I go back in time, I'm thinking, man, you know, all these other names that I'm like, I should always just prepare for it. You know, we just usually just tend to judge right away. It's like, oh, it's not gonna pop. And then, you know, volume does come in and then just goes on a big run. So, you know, better to just be like, okay, there's a potential here, even though, yes, the volume's not that great, but when the volume does come in and break these certain key areas, I mean, they go, right, if they're successful. So, you know, especially on slower days, I think it's better to, you know, be patient. And wait for better opportunities. Look at TIBC. Ever since that doji and a flat top red, look where it's going. It is nothing but flushing right now. So shorts, if you were smart, you want to lock in before that 95-cent line that I drew on TIBC. You know, you want to lock in. I'm not, you know, because the first, I think, target I gave you guys was 93. Or no, TIBC 80, 83. And then I said 95 area. Like, it already did an incredible move. It went up 10 cents above the first target level. So you can't be greedy and be like, man, today's not even a big bullish movements today on the small caps, even though we always get 100% plus moves, but or 100% runners, not moves. You know, I don't always get 100% gains. Obviously, that's just not what I do. I like to look at it as, okay, I get awarded when I am able to be good with my emotions. That's how it is. Market rewards you based on testing of your emotions. Were you a little greedy today, or were you too fearful today, or were you like in the middle? Were you in harmony, balance, sort of? Like I'd rather do that than I just want extra money today. Let me go a little greed, and next thing you know, you just wipe out all the gains, and then end up getting mad, and then holding the bag, and then you take a big fat loss. And then you go to your little journal, little dear diary. Here we go again, right? No, like there's 12 slices. I'm just going to take 2 slices for the day and I'm going to be grateful. And you keep practicing that gratitude, and somehow that gratitude, like, you're just, the gains start coming. It just starts coming naturally. You're getting that abundance. There's like this blessing you get. But if you get greedy and like, I want more, and there's going to be a day where you're going to get wrecked. So like, just best to just, get in that practice of being grateful and being okay, adjust. Like since yesterday, slow start to the week a little bit, and I'm gonna lock in before certain key resistance levels. Maybe that's a better thing, right? That's why I keep saying wait instead of assuming it's gonna go. Wait for the confirmation. I'd rather take the smaller gains still. It's fine if I am a little bit not at the perfect entry level that I wanted, but as long as I got that confirmation, that's all that matters, making the right decisions instead of I want to make the perfect decisions. You're not going to get it perfect every single time. It's just not going to happen. All right, so we got the death cross, folks. So what is this? This is bearish. There's no, you have no business here on NQ right now trying to buy the dips. Okay, it is way better to be on the short side. So if you're in the long strategy right now, it's not on your favor. It is still red right now. It is making lower highs. It wants to pull up here. So the reversal point is going to be where? Reversal point on NQ is going to be this line right here now, 19,219 line. Once you see that 5-minute candle start wedging out here and starts to establish support, this is where you want to go long. And then you're going to see this thing going back up towards that pink deadline and do this little lolly dance, whatever it's got to do. So I'm an N, like nothing to touch until you see that reversal out of the downtrend line. I don't care about this ATPC, but if you do care, you need to look for the VWAP roll here on ATPC. So personally not going to treat it, but ATPC, I'll mention it. If you like this one, VWAP roll, worth watching for those that like this one. Okay. But I will not be participating any of my money into that. Just I'm perfectly content right now. PCSA got long ways to go. Below VWAP is bearish. 245 cracking, not even that great. JTAI, some random, I think it's Chinese. Is it? Let me double check. JTAI sounds so Chinese for some reason. Oh, never mind. It's USA. Okay. I don't know why I keep thinking JTI was Chinese for some reason. ENVB. Yeah. ENVB, who this? 62-cent stock. ENVB, hello. SRCL. Yeah, this one actually was pretty good at this 200 mark. 200, market opening, 200, just ran up. So what does that mean? As it pulls back, should you buy here now? I'd rather buy back at the 200 right here. Around the 60-cent. I mean, this is pretty close. You could give it a try. Get in low here, and then you can scalp. The only thing is, draw like a line, and then the lower the better. So that would be extra patient just by looking at the 200 every time. So it proved once, twice, 3 times. So, I mean, hey, what's stopping you to see it the 4th time here? So, yeah, it's just an idea. You can keep an eye on it. ISPO, that's actually Inspirato. Inspirato is a vacation rental company, kind of like no, I don't think there's a model like Inspirato. I think Inspirato is like the first model. There's luxury portfolio basically. I was I was a member. The CEO, I know a guy, CEO hooked me up with a year of Inspirato. And it was good, but it's not something that I would personally pay for because I don't think I don't like their model personally. Let's go back to PCSA. Looks like Nosferatu says, okay, 245. Okay, so we're getting a VWAP. We're testing the VWAP now. Testing VWAP on PCSA. All right, so 260 mark and then $3 natural resistance mark. Okay. All right, now things could get a little interesting. IMNN did go down to the 500 EMA, so you could see potential bounce. Where's the downtrend line there? And then I like to see the VLAP roll, but it's not happening. Yeah, tough on the VLAP. 304 I'll pull. I mean, man, it's traded 40 million in volume. So, like I said, it just needs that one VWAP roll. It wants it. I'm rooting for it because this is the only one that I believe that didn't hit PT yet. And I know it has potential. Well, actually, there were some other names like NRBO and TIBC never got $1 break. So there's some names I need to retract later. Let me double check on NRBO. I didn't trade NRBO, but I don't think ever broke $5. If it broke $5, it would have been on a Holly run shout out. Nope, 498 was a high. Yeah, I think it was just no volume came in. There was a PR, but all your buyers didn't really were too fond of it, I guess. But this one is a really low float on NRBL. So if anyone decides to pump this, as in buyers come in, like at this 200 EMA level, it can easily pop up. But I'll leave it till 11 a.m. Right now, I'll leave PCSA. Look what happened to NQ, guys. This line right here, like I said, watch for that opening here at the 19,218. Look what happened here. You see that body, how it opened up right there? Reversal line here. And general rule of thumb, you want to sell into the 14 EMA because the death cross already happened. It's a good area. So I mean, this is a good amount. If you got in at 19,218 reversal area, you sell into the 14 EMA. Look at that big pullback. So, and then once established the 14 EMA, you wait for the golden cross to happen, and then you got the next bigger move. So, this is support now. Okay. PCSA, too much rejection at the VWAP. So now we're at the testing phase, folks, for a lot of traders. So if you're feeling a little jumpy here right now, you really need to just sit on your hands and be patient and wait for that green light confirmation. There's not a green light confirmation yet, but you got to, I'm still watching PCSA because it's putting up an effort. I like it when I see some effort happening here. So somebody slaps at the VWAP roll here. This could go on PCSA. Who's going to be the slapper? That's the question. Who's going to slap Mr. PCSA? I like the area at 245 holding, so this is good. 245 support now. VWAP roll soon. Worth watching. There 7 up pulse showing. That is really a lot more realistic than whatever the heck I saw earlier. Testing VWAP. All right, you gonna roll and get a new high of day, or you gonna get squashed like a maggot? What's it gonna be? Watch for that golden cross, guys. Watch for golden cross. 10 EMA testing 50 at EMA at the moment. This is huge. If buyers see that enough, and we can, it's got to bump up here now. But man, we're so between this 250 and 260 right now. Resistance is tight. This is yeah, we're this is gonna be a fast one, guys. Fast one that is once the VWAP pops. Some of these guys are already in. They're probably not gonna risk below 245 again. Body did not close here at the 19,219, unfortunately, so we're gonna head back down to the lower highs. So we're gonna have to adjust now on this trend line, move further out here. So okay, right now PCSA is our main focus right now because it is trying, got the golden cross. It's got golden cross at the moment.
Yeah, HR. Oh, yeah, not now. No. Yeah, TRUP. Oh, well, they don't know. Shadow.
Okay, so hey, still VWAP. I mean, VWAP roll is what? You pop it up, and then VWAP needs to hold support. Right now, we're back below VWAP, so that's not what we want to see. But it is still at the 10 EMA because this one, particularly 10 EMA and VWAP's getting tighter and tighter. So I like the golden cross, and that just this VWAP in the way. So 262 candle break is this key here. 262 candle break now. So I'm gonna put a line at 262. And we need to establish a new support now at 262. We can't keep fooling around back at 245. People are going to get tired out at 245. We need a new support level, higher level now, 262 here.
Call.
All right. Yeah. See that VWAP roll just never happened. 262 candle break didn't happen either. Hey guys, listen, I hope you guys are at least kind of learning here and seeing a little bit more eye to eye with me on these areas, because you know little progress is good. Any progress is good. It's just wicks, VWAP roll, pop. It needs to hold out here, 262, and then go. Now it's below 262, so we don't want to be back at 245. People are gonna get tired. You see what I'm saying? This was a golden hope for the bulls here just now, and now it's getting demolished. It's just like, I mean, hey, like, come on now. Now, I'm not saying, give up your hope, but let's just high or low line. I mean, this has really got it's a final area here, I say. All right, Mira. VWAP has gotten down again. I actually think Mira has, let's see the volume here, 2.5 million. It's on SSR, MIRA. On average, the stock trades at 4.6. So yeah, we're just way below the average volume, man. I'm not gonna give out my gains back on these other guys. But if you're interested, like I said, MIRA, testing VWAP for watching. Low volume today though. Yeah.
GL. WTTR. No.
Bobby D says he's been getting so much better these last couple weeks. Great to hear, Bobby. Yeah, don't let the setbacks destroy you. Setbacks are there for a reason, folks. Let me remind you, setbacks are there so it helps you for the next setup. It's setting you up for the next higher levels. So don't scoff. Don't look down. Don't be like, nah, I can't do it. That's not going to happen. That's negative talk. It's nonsense talk. You need to tell yourself that you can do it. You have no one else is going to believe in you. You have to believe in yourself, right? You gotta make sure keep a good mental cool head here. What do you think is going to happen here, guys, today? So now you got 30 minutes. You need to make a decision. What are the best candidates at the moment? Right. Look for the stocks that are right now near VWAP. Where are stocks right now near VWAP? We have IMNN, VWAP. Just now, PCSA unfortunately got rejected at VWAP. MIRA starting to go on a VWAP roll now. Like I said, a little bit low volume today on this one, but let's pull it up just for the price action purposes. And you see that 10 EMA starting to curl above the 50 EMA, which is good sign on MIRA. The up pulp is showing at 316. If players decide to come in this stock, it can make a new high today. It can hit that 3+ on this thing.
Okay, yellow, SVB. Meanwhile, CQ.
Lippo just got a new high today. That was our #1 play yesterday. And it's the stock's still down like 9.4%. So still got some ways to go before it does like a red to green move. 2.6 million has traded so far. Do I think that it has another potential to run today? I will revisit this if this guy is above 86 cents and does red to green move. So if not, then it's not really worth keeping an eye. So if you are interested, what you could do is put an alarm on LIPO and set it at about 85 cents. And then if it gets alarm, you can take a look at it and see how that looks, because 86 cents is a big resistance line that I have. And then that decides to become support, then you may just be able to see this thing going back up towards, maybe $1. I think the highest was like 150 the other day, right? So yeah. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna take a quick 5 to 7 minute stretch break. Things are a little slow, but I'm gonna pull up IMNN at the moment because this has been our #1 play, #1 gainer by far. So I'm gonna leave it just in case this thing decides to go, actually, because this thing is starting to wedge out a little bit. Not only that, it's starting to do a little golden cross. IMNN back on watch as it is trying to reverse from 501. That was very nice from 500 EMA. You see how it came all the way down to the 500 EMA? Where did it bounce, Dave? That's right. 500 EMA. Bingo was his name out. Bingo was his name. Oh.
Wow.
500. Okay. So
Right.
now the setup looks pretty good for this 335 line now. I am an N. I am an N. Golden Cross plus 335 candle break here. I know I was gonna get off the mic for stretch break, but this is looking pretty good here. We need to close above 335 now, and this is gonna shoot up. You got 383 up pull. 335, this is the line, guys, and it's already reversed here. This was a early bird line, and then you got 335 breakout confirmation now, and then you got 383 up pull. So you got 50 seconds on this candle to see if we can close above 335. This is where the VWAP is also at. So, you know, where it was, I think this one actually is above VWAP. So everything's above key indicators right now. 335 closing in 30 more seconds, and then you should be good for the next candle. Back. It bids back at 335 again. So it's wiggling. This is definitely resistance. There's a line here for a reason. 15 seconds to go. Now they moved it up to 391 up halt. So VWAP is now, yeah, VWAP roll is what you want to see now, right? Because you got the pop above the VWAP and now back down to VWAP and then bounce back off the VWAP for another new high and then let it roll now, right? That's when the momentum you want to see it come in and pop, 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 pop. We got another 45 seconds, not being able to close 335 though. That is a very strong line here. Got to close above 335. Not closing above 335. Wicks into 335. Gotta close above 335. All right, we're gonna take a quick stretch break. I'll be right back. Be on the lookout for Iman and for the 335 candle break. All right, guys, I'm back. Things are a little slow still, but we have 15 minutes till 11 a.m. river dip time, and yeah, I mean, the latest play is going to be this 335. If it comes back up there again, I will look for that. But a lot of these stocks are just keeps getting rejected at these key levels of resistance levels that they need to break. So SPY's finally red after Nasdaq tanking down further and NQ following as well. So we got down to that deviation 2 line, kind of like what we saw yesterday, very similar to yesterday's price action. So your long trade today, you need to be, if you get a nice little long, make sure you lock in and wait for a better day for the longs. Today's not the best day for the longs on the future side right now. So other than that, pretty good start to the week.
Swap, swap. Check. SNL, OGI. Three. HUMA. No, no. No. Sorry. LGF.
All right. Well, it doesn't seem like IMNN is gonna jump anytime super soon, but it is right there at $3. Let's go down the list. Yeah, PCSA I think is gonna go down to 500 EMA next, which is sitting at $2.09, 210. This trend line cracked, so we're going further down. Lower highs and what? Lower lows. TWOU never really traded this at all today, but I did hear it on the scanners a couple times. Low flow, 20, 30 million volume traded. Doesn't have a bad look. It's right, looks like near the VWAP here, USA Education Company. I think we may have ran into this guy yesterday. 2.5 million float. Yeah, I think we talked about this briefly about they had a Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing on the 25th. So it's just been like one of those names where it plunged and people just been buying the nice little cute dips. But look at the daily chart here. They're just probably gonna try to there's a gap. I remember this guy. Yeah, we had that gap, whatever we were talking about here. And I think already hit actually. Remember we said it was gonna hit around 370s, 375, and it did. Yeah, it did hit earlier today and now it's back down. So, not a bad one to draw a line there, and just in case if it decides to somehow magically go for more from there. But I would also pay attention to the hello, is this line gonna work? Or actually maybe I gotta do this line here. Yeah, you see that daily chart right here. It's making lower highs off this area. So even if you do get up here, this is going to be a major resistance point. I think I said 370 to $4. Yeah. Good line to draw. All right. Not many setups. Looks like we might just have to call it a day here again soon. I'm just going to leave IMNN just in case, since this has been our #1 play. And there are times where in the afternoon, the lunchtime area, it can go. So if you are sticking around, I would focus first on the 335 candle break. Do not get faked out. Wait for confirmation. And then if you want to go for more and you see that momentum being really good, 375. And see if it does any magic happening in the afternoons. I mean, this is a stock that's traded over 100 million volume now. So that's really impressive on IMNN today with over 100 million in volume traded. Always double check on the offerings potentially on these names when it runs up like this. They do need cash on IMNN highly. They only have like a month left basically on their quarterly cash burn at like 5.9 million. But check when the S3 filings were filed on IMNN by going to bamsec.com, and you can see they had a shelf registration on May 15th of this year. Okay. So just trade with caution, have stops. Don't think today is a day to be fooling around too long. Personally, I'm going to be calling it here. So I appreciate everybody tuning in this morning. A little bit slower start to the week, but overall positive gains. So that's good. Let's keep up the good work. Tomorrow's a wonderful Wednesday. Looking forward to serving you guys again tomorrow morning. Take care and have a great rest of your day. Stay blessed.